Hey guys, if this is the first time that my video and my channel ended up on your timeline, because you guys can see from the title, it is not Honky Starbucks. In fact, it is gonna be a game that I've been thoroughly, thoroughly addicted, enjoying myself for the past 5 days. This is going to be a story of how I played Epic 7 for the first time in my life in 2025. So a little bit of the context for this story is that I got a sponsored stream on 11th of April in order to prepare for the upcoming Epic 7 Origins update. Little did I know, after that one sponsored stream, I will be entering a rabbit hole so deep that it has quite literally changed, at least for the past 1 week, past 5 days, changed everything. From my priorities, from my life, from my, even when I was playing the HSR 3.2 story, nah, I'm just kidding, guys. During 3.2 story, I was locked in, right? But I would just say this game has made a significant impact in my life, and I have no idea what the hell this game has been for the past 7 years of my life, because apparently Epic 7 came out in 2018. So it has been 7 years, and this is the first time ever that I stepped into what could be known as HSR's daddy, HSR's papi, right? HSR's papa, right? This is basically the one of the OG turn-based gacha games alongside, I would say, roughly Summoner's War. I think Summoner's War was one of the very first, and then Epic 7 basically take inspiration from Summoner's War, and everything else just trickle down from here, right? So I'll just be essentially going through what my journey has been for the past 5 days, as well as after towards this brief little summary of what I think. You guys will just see a couple of the gameplay, my pools, my units, my guild, and everything, right? So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right in. First things first, before I even showcase my account, there are some very important thing, and that's gonna be the summons, right? Because we are here to play gacha games, we're here to gamble, and gambling we shall do, right? So we have one over here. Boom. Let's see that. Alright, it's completely fucking useless. Alright, Godmother. Crazy. This changes nothing, right? We do have ourselves... Where is this? 20 free pools. Let's see it. Oh my god, guys. Bro, I literally have not gotten a single 5-star from this banner. From like, it seems, oh my god, Hell Cutter again, right? This is my third copy of Hell Cutter, right? I have not gotten a 5-star from this Confident banner at all yesterday, and I can't believe even to this day it's like, oh my god, man. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, man. Okay, yeah, this game just fucking hates me. What did I even get? Victorica. Okay, unfortunately, we didn't really get anything. We do have with us this thingy. It's not exactly 10 pools. We are at 34 summons in. We can do this. Oh my god. Yeah, ML Luna is gonna be epic, right? Ooh, do not display. Do not display. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think anything's happening, guys. Okay, it's a 4-star. Fake out. Okay, no fake out. Angelica. Okay, I'll go fuck myself. This game just hates me, guys. Oh my god, this game just hates me. Oh my god, this game just hates me. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't really get anything. It would have made a great video though, right? It would have made a great video if we somehow managed to get something. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, okay, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we couldn't really get that. Maybe events can give us something, you know what I'm saying? Alright, we got a couple of these. Okay, that's huge. Oh my god, oh my god, man, I'm just so upset, you know. I'm still saving my carrots to essentially get the thing. Oh, wait, check. Okay, wait. Finally. The Bubbin of Epic 7. Finally. You know, and this bitch gave me so much issues because I literally could not proceed with Path of Hair. I already cleared so far ahead, but because this bitch was basically hard blocking me, I literally could not proceed no more. No more. The Bobbin of Epic 7. And there it is. Thema, mama, Marine. Alright, very, very good. She was a little bit worried. Yep, and there it is. Right, Cardis gave me a vacation. Yep. Okay, very, very good, right? Exceptional. Very, very nice. We're gonna max her out immediately, right? Okay, wait, chat. The reason why I needed this is because now I get yet another pool. Alright, chat, peep this shit. Oh my god, I have an S2 Wind Rider. What the hell is this? Roaming Warrior Leo. Okay, interesting. Okay, Wind Rider, let's go. Okay, this is my S2, so I can't really get anything. Right, I'm gonna boom all this because I literally finished everything. Clear outer on hard difficulty 10 times. Okay, while this thing is playing in the background, I'm just gonna... Let me try to speed run this a little bit. Because I feel like streaming Epic 7, this is like the process, right? This is basically the process. You just let it play and then you just yet. And you do just chatting. For like 90% of the time. Until you actually play PvP and all that kind of stuff, then you actually let it cook, right? Oh god. Let's just pop this, because we're gonna pop them eventually, right? Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so yeah, as this is playing in the background, I have been extremely, you know, okay, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna use extremely. I have been a little bit addicted with Epic 7 for the past, I believe this is my day 5. I started on the 11th. Today is the 16th. So this is my day 5. All right. To put it in a bit of a context, I am almost level 60. And the max level for Epic 7 is level 70 in 5 days. And that is honestly a little bit concerning. I believe I think less than 10% or 20% away from level 59. And I'm almost dead ass certain we're hitting level 60 by this weekend, right? Because I don't really want to dump all my stamina today since I want to wait for the weekend buffs. Okay, but I digress. Yeah, essentially, I have been extremely involved with my Epic 7 gameplay. Everything that you guys see here, this video for the past 5 days, it is not sponsored. The only time I got sponsored was that for that 2-hour stream, they got me to play the Epic 7 origin story, check out the game, go through the beginner mission, all that, and then that's done, right? After that sponsored stream, almost every waking hour of my life, I was playing Epic 7. When I'm eating lunch, I'm playing Epic 7. Before I go to bed, I'm playing Epic 7. And even when I am playing Epic 7, I'm reading up guides and watching guides on how to play Epic 7. So, for example, a huge shout out to the 2 content creators from the Epic 7 community, Tristan Wolf as well as Deity, right? Those 2 has been one of my pillars in supporting my new player experience at Epic 7. They have like absolutely insane quality for like those new player guys, you know, tier list, who do you pull, who do you raise, how do you clear Wyvern 13, you know, who should you maximize, you know, how everything that I've been learning for the past 5 days is like in tandem with the content that I've been watching. Also, special shout out to the Epic 7 guy, Genesis. One of the best gearing videos I've ever seen, where basically it teaches you to how to craft or how to upgrade your relics, right? So that one, I think Genesis get, you know, okay, you know what? Genesis was like, you know, is that the best gear guide you've ever seen? I'm like, you know what? Fine. He's my favorite streamer, so yep, he is gonna be getting the best gear guide in Epic 7. Insane. I also want a special shout out to Deity because he did like, I believe it was like a 1.5 hour video of also another gear guide, and he basically did gear gambling for like 1 hour straight. He went through all the relics, you know, he basically say, how do you craft this, who do you toss, who do you keep, you know, +9, do you gamble this, do you not gamble this, do you extra, do you stuff. Yep, these 3 content creators, right, they have been a pillar to my foundation to enjoying Epic 7, and I would say there is quite a bit. They're quite, I don't want to say overwhelming amount of content to get used to, but it is honestly quite a bit, right? So, for example, if Honkai Star Rail or any MiHoYo game for the matter of fact, if that was like your first gacha game ever, you've never played all these old school, and I do consider Epic 7 as like an old school gacha game, you're gonna have a rough time, right? Do you know that in this game, It costs money to remove relics. It costs money to literally take out a piece of equipment from one unit to another. That's fucking ridiculous, bro. And like, luckily for me as a new player, alright, they gave me like a 1 month duration where I don't need to go through all that, as well as a ton of new quality, or rather new player quality of life, which I'm gonna be breaking down after this. But I just want to generally go through my experience with Epic 7 so far, right? So, new player experience aside, it really brings me back the old feeling I get when I was like a little kid, right? Maybe when I was like a teenager. I didn't play gacha games when I was a kid. You know, my first ever gacha game was Summoner's War when I was, I believe, 14 years old. 14 or 15 years old. That was my first ever gacha game. And then afterwards, a lot of these other gacha games I played, it gives me a very similar vibe compared to, for example, in this case, Epic 7, right? Because you have the energy progression through the story, right? You have the 1 star, 2 star, 3 star story stage, and then the longer you go through the story, the more things you unlock outside of story, right? Your grinding places, your relics, what your ascension tracers, right? Your farming, which is, I guess, is also a little bit reminiscent to like your mainstream gacha games nowadays, right? The more you progress with your level, the more things you unlock. Whereas for these gacha games, it's mainly tied to your story progression plus the account level itself, right? So it brought me back a lot of memories because there are a lot more things to do in Epic 7 than I would have ever imagined. So, for example, right now in Honkai Starbucks, outside of story, outside of Simulated Universe, and like the fun little events like the Monopoly as well as the seal things, right? You don't really have that many things that are like repeatable content, especially for your end game. You create once every 2 weeks, you're done. Epic 7. I'm not sure if this is just Epic 7, but I have played games like Artery Gear as well as Counterside. PvP aside, right? PvP aspect aside, Epic 7 has a ridiculous amount of content to go through outside of story. Outside of story, you have your rifts, you have your wyverns, which technically is not even like content, right? They have literally like the farming stages. You have your world boss, you have your expedition, you have your labyrinth, you have your abyss, and then you have your RTA, you have your drafting PvP, you have your guild wars, and I'm pretty sure there are like a lot more things to uncover outside of all these things that I just listed off the top of my head, right? And yep, this entire video is not scripted. I'm just basically rambling on at this point. So the learning curve, the learning process is going to be very long. Extremely long. Because there are so many things to min-max, so many things to uncover, so many things to basically pick up from scratch. And I don't even know how many champions, how many units there are in Epic 7. Champions I'm dead. Like there's a Yasuo, which is the one that I got. And I think there are more than 300-ish Epic 7, if I'm not wrong. There's like a ridiculous amount of units and 5-star that you have in Epic 7 because this game has been going for 7 years. In order to keep up to date with like the most optimal team building and who should be raising as like a beginner and early game, it honestly is a lot of taking. It's not a very straightforward thing like, oh, just poof and use the latest unit, right? Just run Tribi. Run Characteristics, you just clear everything. It's not so straightforward because even within the PvE aspects, there are like tens, if not like hundreds of different ways that you can build up a team and make them viable in like all these respective elements, right? And even within the element itself, within the team building itself, it gets like so wide and extensive. It makes HSR team building, it looks like a joke. Because HSR team building is almost exactly the same thing, right? You run 2 supports, you run sustain. Whatever DPS you run is the exact same story. It's the exact same photo. You play exactly the same. Slap it on, boom. 3B showcase, 3B showcase, 3B showcase. Right? Back then it was Barbin showcase, and now you have Linger. So it's almost the exact same thing. Whereas for Epic 7, from the limited amount of knowledge that I have for the past 5 days, there are so many different ways to play a team, and that's only in PvE. Against a singular boss. And Rift change is not even including PvP, which is like a completely different beast that I haven't even started on yet, right? So it's a huge ocean of content that I find that I don't know if it's just me, but I find it extremely enjoyable. Some of you guys might be, oh my god, there's way too much. I can't dig it. I can't lock in. I'm getting overwhelmed, right? This is too much for me. And you want to quit. And I think that's completely fine. But I find myself not really the destination of becoming like the best Epic 7 player in the world, which, let's just be real, is probably not going to happen, especially on free to play, right? Pay to win is a very, very real thing in Epic 7. That's the whole point of RTA. It's literally a PvP gacha game, so there's no way there's no pay to win. But that being said, it's not so much about being the rank 1, the best of the best. It's more so throughout this journey as I am playing Epic 7. It has been an extremely enjoyable experience. It's almost like learning up a new skill, like picking up a brand new hobby and learning like, oh shit, you could optimize like this. Oh, this is a brand new way that you want to farm. Oh, this is how you want to use this rotation. Oh, there's a speed check for this team. And yeah, speed check in this game is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But because there are so many things to learn, and every single time I learn something, it gets very, very satisfying. So, for example, I think my best scenario that I can think of on the top of my head is my journey towards crafting up my first Dragon, Drake, Wyvern 13 team. And the game really holds your hand a lot, right? If y'all think it's crazy that, for example, a gacha game gives you a free 5-star, Epic 7 would literally... I think I'm almost completely free to play. I bought a singular pack for $30 to get Spectral Tenebria because Genesis pointed a gun to my face and said, if I don't buy this, I'm literally running it down. So, you know, I have no choice, Genesis for me to buy. But outside of that, I've been completely free to play. I didn't spend a single thing on a monthly pass. There's no monthly pass. There's no battle pass. There's nothing. That was the only pack I bought. I think at this point of the game, I have like almost 25 stars. Almost 25 stars if I'm not wrong. And I haven't used a lot of selectors as well because I'm trying to wait and see what other different 5 stars can I get. And half of these 25 stars, it is like completely free. More than half actually. Because the game gives you so many different 5 stars for all these areas of content that you will be clearing as a free to play. Anyone can clear them, and that's the best part. It is not like a 5-star that's like, oh, it's like the free-to-play alternative, right? This 5-star sucks ass. It's like imagine using Doctor Ratio in 25. No, they are legit like the best of their class, right? For example, this guy that you guys see on the screen right now, this Giga Chat, this Elven God, this Breek guy, he is still one of, if not the best PvE tanks in a game that's like 7 years old. Still. Till this day, alright? And you get him completely for free 99. Yasuo, right? In fact, this entire team that you guys see over here, every single one of them on my screen, they're completely free to play. Right? They are completely free to play. You get the Adventurer Ras, which is also basically like your Harmony Trailblazer or Spectral Rover. It is also completely free to play, and his Ascended form is like still a relevant as unit to this day, right? So, because there is such a diverse library, such a diverse demand for all these different units, you have a lot of supply, right? You have so many different units that can basically fulfill this role because there are a lot of things to do in Epic 7. So you never feel, even though there's definitely power creep, especially in RTA, because RTA meta is a very real thing, you don't really feel that, oh, whenever a brand new unit comes out, especially for a 7-year-old game, it's like, ah, shit, you know, power creep, this guy, because all these units on the screen, they're like unks. They are literally unks of this game, and they are still the GOAT. They are still the best of the best of the best, and I've been using them to clear almost every single one of my content since I started playing this game, completely free to play, right? So, as I was saying, my progression for Wyvern 13, as long as you follow through the steps that the game gives to you, you will be awarded with a complete team to tackle one of the most important end-game farming content outside of Rift, which is Wyvern 13, right? Or whatever they call it. And it's completely free to play. Even the gears, not just the units, even the gears of Epic 7, it is completely free. Almost every single good relic I have in my account, they are rolled from free-to-play standpoint, right? Because the game just showers you with all these best-in-slot relics, with best-in-slot substats, and best-in-slot main stats, and best-in-slot stats. Everything is given to you as a free-to-play. So, from this point on, I guess it's actually talk about the free-to-play playing experience. Wait, hold up. This battle has ended. Let me just claim this real quick. Oh my god, 3% off! That's crazy, chat. Yeah, so after all that, let's just talk about the new players' experience in Epic 7. And why I do believe, from the bottom of my heart, this gacha game has one of, if not the best new player experience ever I've ever felt in a gacha game. Ever. And it is honestly quite insane how much you get as a new player entering Epic 7, to the point where, on top of the Epic 7 Origin update, this is not sponsored by the way, right? You are getting this carrot event right now, right? So in summary, if you spend stamina, you get this thing called the carrots, and you can essentially recycle carrots back into stamina. Which is what explains why my stamina, or rather why my level, it went from level 1 all the way to almost level 60 in 5 days. So if I were to translate it to Honkai style terms, it's like if you were to spend 1000 Trailblaze power or 1000 stamina, you get back 700 stamina for the next 1 month. Assuming that Carrot Shop is still open for 1 month, that is what's going on right now. You are getting almost a 70% stamina rebate. This is not just for new players, but even though I would say new players would stand to gain the most from this because they shower you with a shit ton of stamina potions. So stamina potions in Epic 7, they're called leaves. A single leaf is 80 stamina. I started this game, I think from day 1 till now, probably around 300 leaves in like 5 days. I used up around half, slightly more than half. I think I'm at around 100 leaves as a YM, and I went from level 1 to level 58, almost level 59 in 5 days. And I still have like 5,000 carrots to convert into even more stamina. For players that are thinking of, you're gonna get stuck, you can't play, you're gonna get time gated, stamina gated, no such thing. There's no such thing as a time gate in Epic 7. I guess that kind of is, which technically if you want to wait for like a buff, which typically happens on the weekends, you get more bang for buck. But for a new player, honestly, it doesn't matter, right? You just want to play the game as much as possible, which is what I did, right? So I just went all in, I just dumped as much as I could, and I still have like hundreds and thousands of stamina left, and I literally cannot clear them all, right? I like this. I like to just go all in and grind, but you know, there's always gonna be two sides of the coin. If you don't want a game that's like so intense, right, that you can literally play this game for 24/7 non-stop if you wanted to, as a gacha game that has a stamina system, I think that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Because the progression that you're experiencing as a new player, it's the most important thing that will get me sticking with the game, at least in my opinion, right? Because if a game has to stop like every 24 hours, or you ran out of stamina, or you can't do this anymore, and you can only play the game for like 10-15 minutes, it is more likely for me to lose interest. But because I can just keep going and going and going and going, and I just don't stop, I just don't. You know, I just keep going and I just keep learning more things. I'm either progressing through the story, I'm farming the Wyvern series right now, I'm learning RTA, I'm watching guides. Every waking moment for my past 5 days, I've been thinking and playing Epic 7. This is not a joke, by the way. I'm so cooked in the head because I can keep playing, right? Why would I do anything else but play Epic 7 is what I'm getting. And honestly, this is not healthy, by the way. This is not healthy. It's a little bit too much. In fact, I've been playing Epic 7 so much, I'm not even doing my Xenon Zone 0 creator early access for Vivian anymore, right? So if you're watching this video and you play Xenon Zone 0, I'm sorry, right? You can, you know, it's not gonna happen, right? So it is what it is, right? That is one of the reasons why I think the new player experience is very good. Outside of this almost virtually unlimited stamina income, the freebies. Outside of stamina, right? You get what is called the ML selector, which is essentially one of, you know, the most rare units in Epic 7. So in Epic 7, I'll talk about the gacha a little bit. In Epic 7, ML units, they are like emanators, right? Right, chat? They're kind of like emanators or like archons or like void hunters a little bit. But not all emanators are built the same. Essentially, that's like the best way I can think about it, right? And unfortunately, they use a separate currency compared to your normal summons. A completely separate currency. So what happened as a new player is they immediately give you out this ML 5-star or ML 5s right off the wazoo. As a new player, you just get it instantly right now. And you can see, okay, it's not on the screen right now. I picked up this guy called Yasuo, or what's the guy's name? Vildred? Arbiter? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I picked up this guy called Arbiter Vildred. And he has been an absolute god in everything that I've been doing, right? Essentially, between the choices, it was either Arbiter Vildred or Spectral Tenebria. I'm so sorry for the pronunciation, by the way. I can't quote all these pronunciations, right? I think the recommendation was either one of these two, and which is why, you know, Jenset told me I have to buy the $30 pack. I just have to buy it. Because the $30 pack, it gives you Spectral Tenebria for free. It's like, imagine you can buy Aircron for $30. Kind of. It's like right now, you can choose between, okay, maybe not Aircron, maybe right now, you can choose between Casterus, Tribi, I guess D Herda, right? Casterus, Tribi, D Herda. Something like this. So any of these choices, you're completely fine. And then you could buy a Casterus for $30. I think that is like the best analogy that I can think of, which is why, you know, shit, man. If JNZ forced me to buy, I'm just gonna buy, right? So I started off my account with both Spectre, Tenebra, as well as Yasuo. I'm just gonna call Yasuo, fuck it, right? And they have been a godsend in the early part of the game. Because technically, at the very start, it doesn't really matter who you use because you're going to clear everything anyways. Which eventually also ties in this mission that I'm doing right now. You can see over here. Oh my god, did I get the Mystic Summons? Holy shit! 6 Mystic! Damn, that's crazy! Outside of that, you also have this thing called the Path of Hair. Here. Path of Hair. As well as the Wyvern Challenges, which is, all these different missions. As long as you follow them, right? You follow the steps, you will be awarded with like a lot of materials, right? Not just your relics, your craftings, your experience, your leveling, 5-star units, 5-star light cones, 5-star artifact. Everything will be awarded to you by like a ridiculous amount. So if I want to compare this with, for example, HSR, a new player milestone, right? I think for HSR, it goes up to stage 9, and you get like what? 4-star relics. You get like, I don't even know if you get like a single summon or something, right? You basically get a little bit of stuff for the newcomer beginner mission, a little bit of experience, right? Like experience, all kind of stuff. For this thing that I'm seeing right now, I'm not sure if it's forever. Path of Hair, I believe it goes up to level 60. I'm not sure if it's level 60 or level 70. It goes on like almost forever. And I'm already almost level 60 after playing this for 5 days straight. And I'm only at level 20 something of the Path of Hair. And towards the very end of the journey, you get another Emanator. You get another Archon Selector. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is you're showered with all these new, fresh, up-to-date units, equipments, light cones, leveling materials that it is almost impossible for a new player to feel stuck. Especially at the start of the game. I have not been stuck yet, except for maybe the story. The story, sometimes the stages get a little bit challenging, and then, to solve that, you just say, hey, yo, can I have a whale friend? And then you use a whale friends unit, bada boom, one shot at stage, and then you can just move on, right? Another thing that maybe you will get a little bit stuck, which is going to be this thing that I'm going to be farming right here. Wyvern Hunt, right? Wyvern Hunt. So this is basically the equivalent of your Cavern of Corrosions in HSR, right? Your gear farming, your dry disc farming, your artifact farming, Genshin Impact, right? But the thing with this farming stage is, especially for a new player, it can be extremely difficult. Especially if you don't have the right units at the early game, it is very challenging. But then Epic 7 also gives you an entire progression path. It is recommended to start with this domain because it is the most universal domain, right? So if you were to choose this, because you get like speed sets, crit damage set, and like hit set, all that kind of stuff, right? They will literally give you every single unit for free 99. So this team you guys see right here that I'm clearing on full auto, every single unit is free 99. You don't have to pull a single unit, and like out of these 4 units, 2 of them are natural 5 stars. One of them is a natural 4 star, and the other guy is a natural 3 star, right? Every single one of these units is given to you completely free. They teach you how to raise them, they teach you how to use them, they even give you the fucking relics to pair up with these units. So literally all you have to do is level them up, unlock their traces, and you can just fool all of this. And this is like one of the biggest walls that I think back then in Epic 7, it was quite annoying. There was no such thing as this thing, right? There was no such thing as like a free brick or a free cigarette. You literally had to just grind up with whatever scraps you had just to try and clear this. I would say this is one of the first walls in the early game, right? But nope. I managed to pull together this team by day 3. Granted, I was extremely addicted to this game. Most players probably would take like 1 week. There's honestly no rush. But I was just thinking to myself, oh my god, I cannot stop playing. I need to farm this now. Because this is still, holy shit, 94,000? Insane. Yeah, this is still one of, if not the most efficient domain to basically spend your stamina. Because every single one of these resources over here, you're going to be using them for the endgame, right? For the rest of your life, almost everyone farms here outside of like rifts. But Rift is more like a... Okay, I need an Epic 7 expert, right? Do you farm Rift or do you farm Wyvern? Because I honestly have no idea, right? But essentially, this is one of the end game that you'll be farming for the rest of your life. And you are able to essentially farm this as a new player within 1 week, if you play a game. So, yeah, I think that the even though there are a lot of things to learn, the pace, the progression, right? It feels very natural. It doesn't feel very intimidating. And like, as long as you play the game, you can do it. And I am safe to say, right? Even if you're a new player, you didn't spend a single summon on any of the banner. In fact, I summoned for the brand new unit. It's called Guard Captain Crow, which is, I think, is a PvP unit. I have still yet to even use him. I built him up and I couldn't even find a single place to use him because I'm not even playing PvP, right? So I feel like even as a new player, if you completely didn't summon at all, like a zero summon unit, you would still essentially get to where I am right now by just playing the game. It would have made almost zero difference. The only reason why players are like summoning Epic 7 because I think Epic 7 have quite a couple of like limited collaborations. Like very, very rare collaborations on top of their ML units, which are a lot more difficult to obtain. And every single unit that is like a 5-star that was in banner, they will eventually go into free 5-star selectors, random 5-star selectors. Sometimes they just sell it in the pack for like $10 or like $15. You can buy that. I think the unit right now is like Flan is like the snake girl, right, for the Rift. You can literally buy it for like $10. And that is like a ridiculously strong water unit. Fanny. Yeah, Fanny. You can just buy her right now. I think it's not really exact. Oh my god. Yo, it's Daddy. Holy shit, bro. I was just glazing you, I think like 20 minutes ago. Holy shit. Yo, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm making a YouTube video basically describing my journey playing Epic 7. And you as well as Triton Wolf. I'm not sure if you know who is Genazard, the UI guy, the Water Waves guy. Yeah, the three of y'all really helped me a lot with my Epic 7 beginner journey. Thank you. He doesn't know me. Yep, new player progression, absolutely fucking insane. You know, I couldn't ask for better, you know, on top of all the new stuff, you know, very nice. I do, however, want to, at this point, I guess we kind of just move on to the potential negatives of Epic 7. Right? Because I know no gacha game is perfect because from what I've been saying right now, this game is like, it's perfect for me, right? Because I'm somebody that I like, oh my god, oh yeah, no account managers. Zero. Everything I've done on this Epic 7 account, it is completely by myself. Zero account managers because even if I were to get account managers to play, I would rather just play it. Because I actually want to learn the game for myself since there's actually so many things to do. I just want to do it myself, right? So, yep, that's pretty much it. Yeah, the negative things, the potential negative things about Epic 7, I'm sure a lot of veterans would know because I also have like a Epic 7 community in my Discord right now. They were basically saying like, oh, look at all these newbies, you know, they don't know what is speed chasing. They don't know the 15%. They don't know, right? They don't know. So I know there are like definitely flaws in this game. And I think the most important one that I think I can kind of see is probably going to be the RTA, right? The speed chasing, the RNG, you know, the guild wars, you know, trying to basically sweat it out. You know, on top of all of the old school gacha systems that can be a little bit crazy. For example, the entire relic system for Epic 7, I think is one of, if not the most, not predatory, but the most tedious and grind-intensive gearing system in like all the gacha games, right? It is extremely complicated, you know, but if you want to watch like an excellent guide, such as by Genazet, one of the best gear guide I've ever seen, right? I highly recommend Genezet's gear guide video. They can make your life a little bit easier, but it is very annoying to basically chase for that best install because not only do you have like, you have sub-stat selector, main stat selector, there are like low rolls, high rolls, purple relics can be used, you know, on top of the golden ram relics, sub-stat changing, you know, the right sets, and there are like so many different sets in a row. So it can be extremely daunting. Especially when you need these stats, right? It is almost mandatory for PvP because if you don't hit a specific speed, you just go fuck yourself for the most part. Unless you play hard steady, then yippee. Yeah, but my main potential flaw for Epic 7, which I can see happening in the future, is once I'm done with the journey, right? The process of learning this game. Because right now I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot of things. Every day is like, oh my god, this is so cool. This is so new. It's almost like my honeymoon period when HSR just launched. You know, I had so much fun playing every day, you know, and the community was trying everything. But even though this is a 7-year-old game, and I know this honeymoon period is eventually not going to run out, because yep, it does in fact take money. It costs you gold to unequip relics in this game. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but like there are a lot of things that are still very old-fashioned. And if you were to compare, for example, like pay to win, I'm just gonna be real. if you spend money for some of the packs in this game, it will give you a ridiculous advantage. For example, the Tenebria pack, right? I think there are also a lot of other packs. I think Genesis told me today, I have to buy this $10 pack because I'm literally losing. I'm losing 600%. It's like getting a 8,000 Stellar Jades for like $10 instead of the usual 100, something like that, right? So if you do spend money in Epic 7, there is no doubt it is extremely advantageous, especially if you buy the right packs, which is where, you know, the whole pay to win, you know, PvP pay to win, oh my god, disgusting, it's gonna be fucked, you know, the more you want to chase to be like the best of the best, the more money you're gonna spend, and then you're gonna sell your house, and you lose your life, you know, you go gambling, and it's pretty bad. So I acknowledge it, but I also want to feel that for me, it's not so much about whether or not I reach a good rank. Whether or not, okay, if in HS, whether or not I can get a 0 cycle. Whether or not my units are going to be tier 0 forever. Whether or not, okay, actually in Epic 7, you get so many pools that you pretty much get every single unit anyways. It's more about the gearing thing, right? Yeah, but anyways, I digress. It is not so much the destination, but the journey of it. And I feel that as long as this journey goes on, it could be 1 month, it could be 2 months. I don't know how long this honeymoon period is going to last. As long as I'm having, I would say, one of the most fun times of my life for like the past almost 1 year. It's very enjoyable. I don't think I'm wasting anything. I don't think I've wasted my time. I don't think I've wasted my effort. Oh my god, wait, did my fucking guy just die? Oh, okay, never mind. We still managed to clear it. Okay, that was a little scary. Yeah, I don't really think it matters that much that, you know, eventually when I finish learning everything, eventually when I reach the final chapter in Epic 7, which is basically sweating for like rank 1, being competitive, you know, molding for speed, molding for whatever the fuck, you know, molding for... Before I get to that point, I think this journey itself, it really have brought me quite a bit of an enjoyable experience. And I haven't remembered the last time I got this logged in for like 5 days straight for a gacha game. And the last game that made me do this was like probably League of Legends, where I want to get a diamond, right? Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck? But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy my process, and at the end of everything, right? If let's just say 6 months later, right, I reach the end for Epic 7, and the game gets too predatory. I can't win against my you know, my peers around me in the same league. We keep losing guild wars, right? We're sweating for like, you know, why do we keep losing? And I'm running it down. I just refuse to roll speed for all my relics, you know. I keep going for hard pity in my mythic summons, and, you know, I keep getting tempted, right? My L morals, all these insane packs, pay to win packs, while I'm trying to be free to play. Eventually, when that point comes and I lose my enjoyment for Epic 7 at that point of time, it wouldn't take away the enjoyment that I'm feeling right now, back then, and all the way up until that point. And I think that's completely fine. It's almost like if I were to play Elden Ring, if I were to play Black Myth Wukong, if I were to play Sekiro, right? The entire journey of me playing that game for like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever, that was very fun. But I'm not gonna force myself to go for a new game plus, like new game 100,000 and fight like a fucking millennial with 10 billion HP, right? I mean, I could do that and flex and be like, you know, I'm him. But like, you know, I'm also good with not doing that. And I think this would make me accept that if I reach the ugly side of Epic 7, I would still be like, hey, I'm glad that I played this game. Because this game, I would say, has changed my life. So that is gonna be my... I don't know how long... Oh my god, I yet for 40 minutes, guys. That's crazy. That is basically my review and how it's like playing Epic 7. Word of the day is gonna be yay. Yay E7, right? Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, join TikTok, and join Twitter. All the best for Gacha Pools. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.